So, friends, today Sean and I are recreating the skit that we did for our sermon this last Sunday, April 11th, 2021, at the Eastern Parkway United Methodist Church, the first Sunday after Easter. So, today I am representing the prosecuting attorney in the courtroom. You're seeing a little bit of courtroom drama.
Hence the lighting.
And Sean is playing the defendant. So this is the case of people who believe in the resurrection versus Thomas. You all are the jury, and you guys get to decide whether our defendant over here is guilty or innocent of the crime of doubt. Now, defendant, will you please state your name for the court?
Thomas.
Do you go by any nicknames or aliases, Thomas?
Yeah, I mean, I've been called Didymus or the Twin sometimes. Is that what you're looking for?
Really?
Really?
You don't have any other nicknames?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Positive.
You don't have a nickname that directly implicates you in this specific crime?
Be convenient, but no, I don't think I do.
Then how do you explain Exhibit A? 2,000 years of people of faith, and many translations of the Bible itself, calling you Doubting Thomas.
Look, I can't help what other people say about me. I mean, you probably don't like all the names people have called you. I'm not guilty of doubt. Quite frankly, 2,000 years of Christians are guilty of being judgmental.
Well, we'll see about that. What would you say your occupation is?
Disciple
Thomas?
of Jesus Christ.
Would you say you're good at your job?
Yes, I would. Jesus and I have been through a lot together, and I've stood by him no matter what. More than I can say for some people, I'm sure. In fact, I've stayed faithful to Jesus at times that other people weren't so sure. When Jesus went to Bethany to raise Lazarus from the dead, I encouraged everyone to go and see it. When Jesus told us that in this Father's house there are many rooms, I was the one who wanted to get into that house. But does anyone call me Inquisitive Thomas or Brave Thomas, Encouraging Thomas? No. I get stuck with Doubting Thomas.
And you would call that an unfair accusation?
Sure would. Nathaniel wasn't sure he even wanted to be a disciple because he said, and I quote, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Does anyone call him Nazareth naysayer Nate? No. When Jesus fed 5,000, Philip discouraged him because he said the bread would cost a lot of money. Does anyone call him Penny Pinchin' Phil? Peter messes up a lot, and he gets the rock upon which Christ builds the church. Even Judas didn't get any nicknames that stuck. But I asked for just a little proof of the greatest miracle ever happened, and I'm branded as Doubting Thomas for all time. I'm certainly not saying I'm perfect. I'm not. I didn't always understand what Jesus was up to, and I'm even ashamed to admit this, but it's the truth. Like the rest of the disciples, when Jesus was on the cross, I fled. And that was wrong, and I'm sorry for that. But I came back, and I've tried as hard as I can ever since to do right by Jesus and my faith.
Let's go to the day in question.
Why not?
The very first Easter Sunday. Mary Magdalene testified that she had seen Jesus resurrected. And the other 10 remaining disciples told you that they had also seen Jesus. And yet not only did you not believe 11 eyewitnesses, but you also demanded that they prove what they saw. What would you call that if not doubt?
Look, did I really do anything that was so bad? I mean, I've been sitting in that room with the other 10 for 3 days. 3! And Jesus just decides to show up when I go take a bathroom break. And everyone else, by the way, touches the nail holes and the side in his and the gash in his side, pardon me. Do you really think that the other 10 believed without a question of doubt? They needed proof too. They sure didn't believe Mary. Or else, why were they all held up in that house with me? Why weren't they out there looking for Jesus too? I asked for the exact same proof they got, and as soon as I had it, boom, I believed. Yeah, Jesus lectured me anyway. No fair. It's not fair.
Do you really think that Jesus said, "Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe," just to be unfair? Do you really think that Jesus used that encounter as a big teaching opportunity about doubt if you weren't, doubting?
I get it, okay? I know that day didn't paint me in the best light ever, and I know that one story is all anyone is ever going to remember about me for all time. Sometimes it just works out like that. It's not fair. We make snap judgments, and we don't get to know one another. People do that. They don't look inside each other's hearts. But that's why I don't worship people. I worship Jesus. I know most people have looked at that moment when I asked for proof that Jesus was really alive, and I'm just supposed to believe things about Jesus without any proof at all, without a shadow of doubt, right? Bad, Thomas. But let me ask the prosecution this question. What is doubt?
There's actually two uses of the word doubt.
Oh, here we go.
One is a noun. The dictionary defines the noun doubt as a feeling of uncertainty or a lack of conviction. The second use is as a verb. The dictionary defines the verb doubt as to be afraid.
Well, thanks for the Schoolhouse Rock lesson. Maybe you're right. Maybe I am guilty of doubt. But what I'll ask our jury out there, to decide for themselves is this. Is doubt such a bad thing? Because I don't think it is. Have you guys ever been calling me Doubting Thomas for 2000s of years because you think I'm so bad? Or, just maybe, you've been calling me that because I'm really just like you and you.
Now, Thomas, I don't think I understand your point.
I think you do. And so does the jury, for that matter. Maybe I doubted Jesus on a very important day. Maybe. But is there really a person here who never has? I know it's not what we want to tell people about our faith, especially not in church or over Zoom. But do any of us really walk around with a perfect, unwavering conviction? I don't think so. We all have weaknesses. And Jesus doesn't love us because we're perfect. He loves us because we are. I know, I followed the man. Maybe I responded with fear and uncertainty when Jesus hoped that I would believe that God's news was good and that's all I needed. But what do you think is better? Just think about this. Believing in the story of Jesus' resurrection immediately and having faith that's shallow, no questions, no doubt. Or what about taking your time to believe it when you're ready and having faith that has depth and discipline?
Now, Thomas, are you trying to suggest to me, the prosecution, and our jury that doubt could be a good thing?
I'm not suggesting it, I'm saying it. Doubt is just something that goes hand in hand with following Jesus. I've seen the man do some pretty unbelievable things. Let's see. Turn water into wine, feed 5,000 people with 2 fishes and 5 loaves. He walked on water. He calmed a storm. He raised the dead. He healed the blind. I mean, sometimes I admittedly questioned my own eyes at the things I've seen. Sometimes he's made me feel afraid. And if he can do all that, what else can he do? Am I really safe in the company of a man who could suspend the laws of nature? But every time I've decided to keep following him anyway, and every time my faith has gotten stronger because of it. Sometimes I've asked myself some hard questions. How is it all possible? How can anything Jesus teaches us be true? But when I bring those questions to Jesus, he helps me. And I think I'm showing him how much I trust him. Because I'm willing to let him see the cracks in my faith. It's not easy being a disciple. Sometimes I wonder if a sane person would ever turn around and just run in the other direction. Kind of like Peter. Is that doubt too? Well, maybe. But ultimately, what I think is really important is getting the right page. What I think is really important about me, and about all of us in this courtroom, and virtual here over Zoom, is that do we doubt, or do we keep trying to be better?
Well, I think we'll have to let the jury mull that over and then come back with their verdict. Is he guilty or innocent? You decide. Amen.
Amen.